What is up, guys? It's Dan the Man, and today I'm back with another video. I know I haven't posted in like a month or something, and hopefully in like this next few weeks I can play in a tournament since the semester will almost be over. But for today's purposes, I wanted to share a game I played last night on chess.com. I believe it is the highest rated opponent I've beaten online, not just in Bullet, but like in general. And the way I won this game, it feels even better. It wasn't like a dirty flag, it was an actual checkmate, so it makes the win feel more deserved and more genuine rather than getting lucky. So I felt really proud of this game, and I wanted to go ahead and share it on the channel. So this is a bullet game, of course, and stuff is going to be going chaotically as the game goes forward, since we will both have low time. But yeah, I just wanted to share this game. Expect mistakes because it's bullet, and let's just go ahead and jump straight in here. So my opponent is Doctor 64 Verse from India. So he starts the game with knight f3. I go d5. Again, we're playing really fast because this is bullet. I'm like pre-moving most of this. We get some sort of queen's gambit. Apparently, taking on d4 was incorrect, but it's bullet. He takes back. I get the queen out. I pin the knight. He plays queen a4 check. I only have one move. I have to block with the knight and defend my bishop. He breaks the pin, and now I have to take the knight or move my queen. It's better to take the knight. He takes back, and here I go bishop d7. And I thought this was, I was playing sort of on autopilot. I thought this was fine. Apparently, white is crushing here after knight b5. Looking to go to c7 to fork all my pieces with the queen, king, and rook. And yeah, it's just really good for white. If my opponent would find that, but he didn't find that. He played queen b3 because this is bullet. I don't think, yeah, it takes time to find knight b5. So he plays queen b3. I'm like, okay, let's trade a bunch of pieces. Let's go into an endgame. So here he plays queen takes d5. And I could take back, but I decided to go knight c2 because I'm realizing that I'm going to lose the knight anyway, so I might as well throw in a check. Now, it would be stupid if the king went here because he wouldn't be attacking the knight, and I would emerge up a piece. So the king obviously has to attack my knight in some way. So he does that with king d2. I take back. He takes on c2. And this is a roughly even endgame. On time, I'm doing well. I'm actually up a second. So I take the bishop, he takes back. This is really drawn because, well, there's nothing really happening. All the pawns are symmetrical. The only thing that makes me slightly better is the king being exposed, but sure, I throw in a check, but then the king just hides on b3 or even d2. It's not like a huge advantage. So here I go king e7. I didn't really think it would make sense to castle because it's the endgame, and I want my king closer to the middle. And it's not like I'm getting it mated there. So I have a tad of an advantage, again, because white's bit awkward position of the king, and also I have the rook on the open c-file, so stuff like that, but it's bullet, so anything can happen. Bishop e2, I go rook c6, two ideas, trying to play a check on b6, and also double on c8. He goes rook ac1, and here I could do a million things. I can trade and pre-move rook c8. I could go rook c8 first. I could decline the trade. I could move my king to d6. Tons of things are possible. I go with rook b6 check because I see a king alone on the b file, and I'm like, hey, let's throw in a check. He goes king c2. I go bishop c6. I'm actually doing well on time here. I'm actually up a few seconds, and I'm hitting the pawn on g2 as well. So I'm making threats rather than just being passive and waiting around. So he goes f3, rook c8, lining up on the king. His only move is king b1 because he has to get out of the line of fire, which he does. Now here I go rook d8, looking to go rook d2 and pressure the second rank. So here he goes rook hd1, logically. He's not allowing that. I go ahead and trade. And this is going to look... here, actually, I spent, for some reason, 11 seconds. I can't remember if I actually spent that long or because my Wi-Fi was lagging. Sometimes the Wi-Fi in the dorm is pretty bad, and it falters for a few seconds. And so in like a bullet environment, that's not ideal. I can't remember what happened, but I took 11 seconds. This ain't good because, sure, it's drawn, but I'm down a lot on time. So I'm trying to play fast. Bishop e5. I'm like, if I trade more pieces, the game's going to be simpler, and I'm not going to have to think as much. So thankfully he takes. Now we just have a completely drawn rook endgame. But I'm down 10 seconds. And he needs more experience. So he goes b3, rook b6. I'm just making random moves. If we get a pawn endgame, that would be great because it would likely be simpler. So I'm just toggling around, not really doing too much. And I'm like, okay, he lets me trade. Why do I have to lose? All the pawns are symmetrical. Nothing is really outstanding or an outlier in either of our positions. So we both push our pawns. Okay, here apparently king d3 was wrong, but it's still drawn according to the engine. I'm not really considering that a mistake. I go king e5, just bringing it to the center. He has twice as much time as me, roughly. He goes check. And what you'll notice here is that I'm actually better. f4 check is a blunder. It's right now winning for black. And it's winning for black is because, well, this pawn is pretty loose, and my king is more active, so that's why I'm winning. So after king d5, he has to deal with this pawn, and I'm just going to eventually put him in zugzwang, and he has to give ground to my king and pawns. So here he pushes. It didn't really matter. I go g6, just not allowing the pawns to move forward at all. I only have 14 seconds, though, so the nerves are going to come into play here. a3, e5. I'm trying to have him take, so I can take here, and then maybe try to force my king up here. He plays a4, and I go a5, just freezing his pawns. Notice this one can't move because I take. And the second the king steps back here, or here, I invade. That's what I want. So he has to do that. I take first. He doesn't take back, but I pre-move this because I knew he can't go back, and he's giving my king that square. And now the reason I'm winning is because my king is much more active than white's. I can move my king out of the way and then push this pawn up the board, and that's it. But can I do it in 10 seconds? Well, of course you know I can, because the title of the video says I beat one of my highest rated opponents ever. So b4, f4 takes, f3, f2. I promote with check, grab his pawn, take this other pawn, queen f5, take all his stuff in case I flag, and that way he doesn't have sufficient material. So here I just march my other pawn up the board, pre-moving all this, making sure I don't accidentally stalemate. Queen b7. His king is stuck on the back rank. I play a check, and then I mate him on e8. So I earned 13 rating points from that game, and boy, oh boy, I was having the adrenaline rush of a while, man. I mean, I beat a 2800 on chess.com. That doesn't happen. That happens once in a blue moon. And actually, we didn't even play that bad. Besides this one knight b5 moment, which I showed earlier, I actually played a pretty damn well game. Like, this wasn't bad. It was even, and then he blundered in the end game, and I just didn't let up on that, and I managed to win. So it wasn't like a totally horrific game where both of us hanging pieces in the time scramble. And it was actually a good quality game. 88 accuracy and bullet is like really good. So I hope you guys found that video entertaining. Please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and let me know if you want to see more of my online games like this, and maybe I can post those more often instead of just over the board content. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video, and have a great rest of your day or night. Bye.